Yeah.
What's in that, Joe?
Ladies and gentlemen, Kusangpo, and welcome to Changlemitang Stadium, where the second round of the BoB Bhutan Premier League gets underway. And what better way to begin this next chapter of the season than with the rematch of a fixture we witnessed only a week ago. It is Transport United FC against UGYEN Academy FC. When these two sides met on the 13th of July, almost nothing was there to separate them. It took the very last kick of the match, the last header of the match in fact, a perfectly weighted assist from their goalkeeper Tikendra Singh, And a composed finish from their captain UGYEN handed the Grizzlies a dramatic 1-0 victory. But today a chance to rewrite this story as both teams now arrive on the grounds here at Changlemetang. It is Transport United in red, UGYEN Academy in blue as we await the national anthem to kick things off. Again, ladies and gentlemen, Zangpo and welcome. A lot of contacts going into the match here today. The second face-off between the two teams for the season. Again, to those of you who missed the intro, Transport United just last week on the 13th of July ended up winning 1-0 versus UGYEN Academy. It was 0-0 for the entirety of regular time. Took the last possession of additional time for Transport United to find their winning goal. Their goalkeeper stepping up, lofted one in, off of which UGYEN netted in past Nyema. And today, the chance to witness what may be a possible upset from the side of UGYEN Academy as they look to change their fate in round 2. A reminder to our fans with regards to the standings as well for the Grizzlies. Confidence could hardly be higher. They begin round 2, third place, 16 points, just 4 behind league leaders Poro FC and 2 behind second place Timbu City. They arrive as well on a 4-match winning streak, 8 goals scored, just 3 conceded, 2 clean sheets, and leading their charge has been captain UGYEN. The forward has been in outstanding form, scoring 5 of Transport United's last 8 goals. His tally of 7 for the season sees him tied amongst the league's leading scorers alongside Poro FC's Tiger Kita Jima. But before we continue, here's a look at Transport United's starting 11 under their new head coach Hishwanda. It is Tekendra Singh on goal, Tiz Jamso on the wing, Tai Daniel and Martin in the back line, Bishal back, Jimmy Singh as well, Martin side Tele, Andrea Boyamoa, Rahul Urao, who's getting his first start of the season. Typically it is Kamal who gets that, but now it is his cousin Rahul Rao who has gotten the nod in the starting 11. Kille back, UGYEN as well, and Biko up in front. That midfield trio of Biko, Bishal and Andrew back after a while, after Bishal was facing that suspension. Bikash was facing that suspension for the triple yellow. But moving on, UGYEN Academy, one major change to their squad as well under head coach Kinle Doji. It is Nyema, Kanduanchu in that back line, Jigdrel 15, Hishe 12, Ronit Rai 22, Chimi 47, UGYEN 8, Jamyang 14, Ngong Sonam, who's gotten the nod in the starting 11 over Santa, who will be on the bench going forward. Pravin 7 and Ngawang number 6 completing the lineup for UGYEN Academy. For UGYEN Academy, the challenge today, a significant one. Second round right now, rooted to the bottom of the table, 1 win, 8 defeats. But this young side has never lacked courage. Back, I believe, in 2013, they were once champions of this same top flight. But this time around, their only victory came in a tense 1-0 triumph over Tensung back on the 29th of May. And they'll hope round 2 can mark the beginning of a turnaround. So the story is set. The Transport United side chasing the leaders and UGYEN Academy side chasing belief. Here at Changlemetang, round 2 of the BoB Bhutan Premier League ready to begin. All we are waiting for is the countdown. Until then, this was your commentator, Ugintesh Toji. Thank you for tuning in. And with that, starting whistle. Biku. Over to Bishal. Back to Martin Sayadele Damilola. Their strongest lineup. Will be interesting to see how Rahul will perform today. If he is anywhere near the performance of Kamal, it should be good to go for Transport United. Kinle on the wing, taking on that matchup versus Chigdrill. Formerly their captain, now it seems like that captain's armband steady in the hands of Sochonyima. Chigdrill also moved away from his centre-back position all the way over to the right-back position, where I believe he prefers to play. Is pretty natural for him. Does have a big body. Only placed in that centre-back position due to sheer necessity, but round that flank where he enjoys that freedom, that creativity to play a bit more up front and get a little bit more involved in their build-up, is where Jigdrill has been most effective. Hopefully Kandu is able to cope in that backline matchup against Abayomi. By no means easy, as Jigdrill trying to fight through. Kinle gets an outlet towards Abayomi down the middle, tries to get that feint off. It does get jumping head up to bite. And now Rahul down on the flanks. Amazing first touches for the youngster. But that triple team just way too much. Did well in those first couple of seconds. But back to Titanial. Whistle over on that challenge from Andrea Boyamoa. So far, a solid display of offense from Transport United. Did take some time to get used to their own personnel, but finally seems like they found their footing with guys like Bikash, with guys like Bishal coming alive. It has been a fresh breath of air seeing Transport United come back to their quality that we all expected going into the start of this season. Did expect a little bit of a drop in form as they released most of their foreign signings, and with that announcement that they would focus more on the youth development approach, somehow they are continuing to win. On the other end, UGYEN Academy, Santa up front, not really getting the service he deserves. His goal scoring tally very low from a guy of his caliber, but can't really blame him. They are trying out with Ngaung Sonam right now up front. Did look a bit more effective last time in that matchup versus Transport United in round 1. It was Santa who was subbed out for Ngaung Sonam, which ended up being a much better decision. As with the playstyle UGYEN Academy have going on right now, Ngaung Sonam seems to be a more better fit. Pravin continuing on in that right flank. Last time did try to get a little bit active, did try to get a little bit more involved in UGYEN Academy's goal scoring efforts, which Santa desperately needed. Hopefully he comes into this match with the same discipline, with the same level of hustle. As that may be key to UGYEN Academy's drought right now. Only 1 win, 8 losses in their record. Quite unlike the UGYEN Academy side we all have come to know and love the past couple of seasons. And with the rest of the teams evolving, UGYEN Academy might need to find an answer as well. One of 3 teams in the league right now to stay fully national alongside BFF Academy and Tensung. 2 of them right now 9th and 10th, which means relegation zone. Tenzin has been really amazing on that left back position for Transport United, by no means falling short against the foreign duo down that middle in Martins and Titanial. Transport centre back gotten a fair share of involvement up front as well. Already 1 goal which came quite early in their campaign while Abayomi was out of form, still finding his rhythm. As now Abayomi launching one off, but Kandu did well blocking it. And now Bishal back out to Jimmy Singh. Beku still down on the ground taking his sweet time. Hopefully it is not that serious. Martins now playing out. Beku will finally get evaluated. Bikash Pradhan, a solid part of the Grizzly score. Took some time finding his rhythm here in this campaign. Found his only goal after a long while in that match, where it was the two midfielders that found the nets. It was Bishal who opened it up during that match. Bikash who found the winner. A very passionate player. Always love to see him play, because you know that you're getting the best out of him in every time. Even last time around, he was in amazing form during that 4-goal outing from UGYEN against BFF Academy. His passes, all accurate pings, and on screen their new head coach is Shimana. Formerly it was head coach MJ Ngong Jumpel. For those of you who may not have known his nickname, thought that he was going to continue on, but not quite sure what happened. Had to suddenly switch it up. Had that one pre-match interview with the head coach, their new head coach, Ishiwanda, who was contacted a day before their match. Didn't really get much time to get used to, but they have been on a tear ever since. So it turns out everything worked out for the best. They also do have the other head coach, Ishe, for the women's side, as part of their squad, who helped out with the men's side with getting head coach Ishwanda acclimated. So that does seem to have made the transition process that much more smoother for Ishwanda, but hopefully it is all okay going forward. Always a harsh industry to be in. Never know who you're going to be playing with, who you're going to be managing. Game after game, Transport United dealing with that same, but dealing it really well. As we are now back to a throw-in for Tenzin. Back to Martin Sayatele. Bishal Ngawang up front, trying to cause as much chaos as possible. But they do find a clean outlet down the wing. Jimmy, just a bit too much power there on that pass. Last time around did see Taninamge get that start versus UGYEN Academy. Also saw Kamal, but it is this time Bikash who is getting his first start against UGYEN Academy, but only 2 matches. Also Rahul Rao. So far, if those first possessions of his were any signs of his talent, this may very well be the platform where he can get noticed. Ngawang up front. Pravin much deeper. Chimi deeper as well. Chami ended up helping cover Andrew Aboya more. Chimi unintentionally ended up clipping that ball. And now it will be UGYEN Academies. Will be interesting to see what approach they take towards Transport United. Will be hard going right down the middle. May rely a bit more on either Pravin or Chimi's deliveries from afar. That left flank has been giving them a lot of promise as well. If Ronit can get up and get a shot in as UGYEN Academy, an early opportunity again. Ngawang Salam! Instant impact from their forward. Has been UGYEN Academy's, one of UGYEN Academy's underrated performers. Not quite sure what people expect out of him, but given Santa and his position overlapping, he has been doing so far an amazing job. A lot of opportunities he got in that last matchup versus Transport United as well. Just unfortunate that those did not fall in. A really excellent guy to place your trust in that final third. Jigdrell this time trying the same as well. The big man. His role being covered up quite neatly there by Khandu. Saw his partnership with Hishit Hopel time and time again is decent, but Jigdrell's height may be needed against a guy like Abayomi posted up front for headers. Even his pace, if that is excluded, is a nightmare to deal with. And time again, we do see Transport United post Ty Daniel, their centre-back up front, hoping for a lot of headers in. Did get a lot of chances, did get one to fall in. A lot of promise as well if Ronit can. And a closer look at that delivery up front again. The opportunity again. Got a foot up in, which you always like to see. Martins. Academy the opportunity again. Ngawang. Burst of speed there from Ngawang. Left mouth ajar, but it will be UGYEN Academies to play with that one. Biku. Kinle. Step over, gets him past Jigdrill, but that last run and intercepted by Asia Sohel. 10 minutes in, plenty of drama, time passing by in a flash right now here in this match. Still no conversions yet, but it is always a nice game to simply watch as both teams go at it right now. UGYEN Academy not letting it be one-sided if we are to see a rematch of that last one. Regular time should be a nightmare for Transport United, who are looking for their second against UGYEN Academy. Abayomi up front has a lot of help. Kille winding up, left-footed, but that serve will take it far away from Hochonyilma and the posts. Has a lot of help. Kille winding up, left-footed, but that serve will take. Has a lot of help. Kille winding up, left-footed, but that serve will take. Has a lot of help. Kille winding up, left-footed, but that serve will take it far away. I tell you, a bit casual there from Bishal. That turnover, now a decent chance for UGYEN Academy. They still somehow managed to recover it. Andrew got a foot in, trying his best, but UGYEN Academy have been forced out as far back as Transport United could possibly have done. But ends without any misfortune for Transport United. UGYEN Academy coming ever so close to causing a little bit of panic there for Transport. But back out from the Kendra, the Grizzlies. Over the halfway line, Andrew has Kinle down on that flank. Jigdrill taking on that assignment. Kinle still finds an angle down the middle of that double team. As now Bishal switching it over to the other side. Rahul Rao. Too far out even for the youngster. Did well finding that space, but that pass just went a bit too far over that final defender. UGYEN Academy playing it long. Tenzin flicks it in with the header. Ayatele. Now the other way. Still Tenz jumps to take. UGYEN Academy putting in a lot of pressure, but an easy succession of passes from Transport United. Now get it the other way. Jigdrill really loving that advancement he's getting to make down on that right flank. Has been pretty effective too. Without the captain's armband, a lot more freedom on him to dive in a bit deeper inside opponent territory, but this time that through ball, despite the ambition it had, will not find the connection he wants. Kinle up front, Abayomi down on the wing, plenty of pace there, but that ball even too much for the Grizzly captain. Did have the vision, at least seeing that outlet from Kinle, but Abayomi just a bit off in terms of their coordination at that point. Quarter of an hour in, Jigdrill throw in played short. Andrew with the interception, now back down the middle. Biku, Abayomi off to Biku, a lot of space for 16 to work with. Abayomi fought off well there by UGYEN Academy. Solid defense there. Sugan Tinle forces it right back out to Tenzin. Jimmy on the other end. Tried to keep it short. Completely misread his teammates' positioning there. But Raul Rao taking that assignment on like a grown man. Took it face on, head on. And ended up delaying just enough there. Grizzlies backline now coordinated. Got a header in up front towards Abayomi, but it is now UGYEN Academy. Neat execution there. Jigdrill down the middle. Chimmy back out to Jigdrill. Trying to serve it in. Ty Daniel unable to keep it under control up in the air, but that header at least manages a little bit more seconds. Precious at this point as a beautiful serve in there. And Ngawang again at the end of it. A brilliant run past Martin, who just is not able to track UGYEN Academy's forward. Solid pass there from Jigdral as well. Almost a close call there. Precious at this point. Not really expecting them. Just lucky that Ngawang Sonam wasn't able to time that ball in. Right now, the team with the most critical chances have been UGYEN Academy. Two solid opportunities up front for UGYEN Academy. Andrew, down the middle, unable to keep it under control again. Transport United in shambles. UGYEN Academy, if they ever could get a chance to get their second win on the board, this looks like it is it. In the first half at least, Transport United looking disoriented. UGYEN Academy may find their opportunities inside the half an hour that remains. Jimmy getting involved on the other end. Rahul this time much deeper. Beku. Ngawang off to Pravin, but Pravin just a step too forward, wanting Jigdral to cover that zone. But they will be blessed with a throw-in. This time much deeper inside Grizzly territory. Chimi gets that burst of speed and past Kinley. Now inside, expecting Pravin to get that run towards Martins. But despite the shakiness, UGYEN Academy still unable to find the advantage amidst all those windows that are opening up for them time and time again. Andrew, back out to Jimmy. Abayomi all the way down the middle, looking for some room to get that engine heated up. Still got an outlet. Abayomi on the recovery as well. Just unfortunate there as Rahul fell down, and now UGYEN Academy may find an advantage in that break. Pravin down that middle. Way too far forward there even for Ngawang. Martin Sayatele versus Ngawang. That ball steadily making progress down on the end. Ngawang does well, trying to keep it in, but it will be Tikendras to take nonetheless. Middle, looking for some room to get that engine heated up. Still got an outlet up middle, looking for some room to get that engine heated up. Still got an outlet. Abayomi on. Close call there for UGYEN Academy again. Just may want to get that coordination a little bit more amped up. They are getting a lot of opportunities. Just the fact that they do not have the personnel to connect with at the end. Not quite sure if it is the passer who is being a bit too ambitious, or if the forwards are being posted way too deep time and time again. We've seen that happen with UGYEN Academy, committing a bit too much on defense, with especially their winger, who's very capable in Pravin, posted up all the way in front of their wing backs, which does leave a lot of room up front. So when their midfielders get going, find an advantage, find the chance to get a counter-offensive in, they do not have the runners they need for support. This time Ngawang doing a better job up front. As Transport United playing a bit more lax as well. Jimmy all the way deep inside opponent territory. His jumps are complementing that as well. Abayomi all the way down the middle. Curled in. It may be Lochonyima who gets to it first, but did well blocking of Rahul Urao. It will be the captain for UGYEN Academies to take. A reminder to our fans as to what is at stake right now. Transport United are third in the table. 18 points. If they get this win, they will be within reach of first place Paro. 1 point will be the difference separating the two. So if Paro ever has a setback, Transport United may be right there to capitalize on it. Right now it is Timber City in second at 20. Paro 22 up on top. Transport United 18, and the team in fourth is RTC, 4 points down at 14. So right now we do have a clear top three, and it looks like it may be an interesting race until the final game. 22 up on top. Both teams continue on with that form. Kandu this time a bit reckless with that swing. 22 up on top. Ended up missing the ball completely. Went instead for the tree. That is Abayomi. Typically a team that is capable in all aspects of play. Counters, you have Abayomi and his pace. Headers, you have Titaniel, Abayomi and a lot of others. And long shots, you have Bhikkhu, this time complemented by Andrew and Bishal. But Bhikkhu, who we expect a lot from, finally coming alive, may be looking to set it up for Andrew and Abayomi. This time he goes for it. Decent strike there, but Lochonyima got himself in position to deny that opportunity. Time and time again, we've seen that fly wild from Bikash for Andrew and Abayomi. This time he goes for it. Was able to keep it under control. Decent strike there, but had the for Andrew and Abayomi. This time he goes for it. Just like that. Decent strike there, busted up for Andrew and Abayomi. This time he goes for it. Probably was covered by decent strike there, but Lochonyima to die for that one. Martins, strong header back down the middle. Chimi able to keep it under control. Chigral against Bhikkhu. Chimi. That ball way too high, but Pravin still able to find that recovery. Ngawang Sonam trying to tap it in for Jameng Lindo, but just unable to find the proper angle. Andrew. Abayomi. Chimi. Clean one out to Jigdrell, and these three tiki-taking their way out of that congested midfield. Chimi still able to find a clean pass. This time much closer to the edge of the box. That pass going in. Daniel, foot extended, will shut that offense down completely. And now up to the youngster Rahul Rao. Past the first, almost past the second as well. But it is UGYEN Academy coming off with a solid defense, but meets the same response on the other end from the Grizzlies. Both teams finally looking more confident with the ball at their feet. Jigdrill. Down on the line. Bhikkhu coming in hot. Gets that challenge time to perfection. Unable to send it out long to Abayomi. Khandru all the way back. Did have a lot of room if Abayomi wanted to make that run in. But that pass, despite failing this time around, does showcase the amazing vision there Bikash had with that one. Also, our apologies for the sound if there was any issue. Did try to fix it, so do let me know if that issue persists. Thanks for your feedback, we'll keep that in mind. And now moving on to the match, Transport United down on the flanks this time, a promising run there, down on that flank by Rahul. Gets the defender to bite, an open lane down the middle for Bhikkhu, gets that feint off. A lot of space to work with. Bishal. Down the middle, Jimmy Singh. The right back getting a lot of freedom, moving up front, a lot of space as well. Poking it out up front towards Abayomi, who was just offside. Got that outlet out. Got that pass out, maybe a bit too late. And it will go out to Lochonyima. UGYEN Academy trying to force that through traffic. Abayomi making a decent run up front. Narrow angle, however, looking for help, praying that a Grizzly gets at the end of it. Abayomi may get to it first, clipped off high. Jamyang Lindo. All the way on the other end, Ngawang making a run in against Transport United, but Martins it is. Also, just to clarify, not quite sure what audio is being picked up, but we do have a sound somewhere in between the audience, just so that you guys can hear the ambience of the crowd, the players, the coaches and the whistles themselves. Maybe may have been an unfortunate moment where someone was laughing near the mic. So that should be the reason why you heard those sounds coming in. So going forward, if there's any conversations that you pick up, it is from the ground mic. Just wanted to get that clarification out. But if with regards to the commentary and any other sounds that happen with regards to the replay as well, do let us know. As Lochonyima tested proper this time. Half an hour in, Transport United getting heated up. A closer look at that one. Bhikkhu served one in quite beautifully, was right inside that side post as well. But Lochonyima did well again. Those reflexes of his, simply amazing. But this is not the time to rest. Transport United putting a lot of bodies inside that 6-yard box. Looking pretty congested. Lochonyima may want to do well punching it out before it ever touches our head there. Again, Lochonyima does well. Andrew tried to get it under control, but too much inertia the other way. Amazing pace there from Kinley. Steps behind, still managed to get to it first. But with that, his touch, it is UGYEN Academy's ball to take the other way. Jigdrill, a double team closing in from the midfielder, still manages to find Chinta all the way up front. Chimmy just got tangled up there. Unfortunately, possession still alive as Chimmy still down on the ground. He is back up, does seem to be okay despite having a lot of physicality in there. It was clean, so UGYEN Academy won't really have much to say about that one, as Andrew now facing against a recovered defense there from UGYEN Academy. They have committed Hishe and Kanuanchu as the sole defenders in the back. Jigdrill this time tightening up, giving that respect over to the pace that Abayomi has, but that may not have been enough. Abayomi closing in. Lochonyema, perfect form there from the keeper. But seems like the flag was up anyways. And UGYEN Academy will be fortunate that their goalkeeper denied that ball from ever going in, even if it was counted out. Always a boost in your confidence to see that ball go in. Abayomi flicks it in the way of Beku. Andrew making a decent run in, but right inside the box it is Lochonyemas. UGYEN Academy. Space in midfield. 4 in that back for Transport United, but it will not matter. That pass way too hard there for Pravin. Martin Sai Teletamilola. Bishal off to Titanial Badaru. Beku. Bikash inaccurate on that one, right off to UGYEN Academy. Ronit alongside Siddiqui Jawaras. Banger or bullet missile, not quite sure what the correct adjective would be, but one of the hardest shots in the league from Siddiqui, which we had only recently. Its only other challenge, not quite sure, I may be missing a few, but Ronit's left-footed volley over at UGYEN Academy may be one to contend for goal of the season as well. Haven't seen one fall in for him since, but we always know that quality is always there in him if the need and the opportunity ever arises. For 22 for UGYEN Academy to take. Kinle. Clean connections with Andrew. This time Jigdrill closing in. Kinle may be faster. Clipped off in that final stage of that run. The referee coming in to signal possession for Transport United. A closer look at that one. Kinle did well not stumbling there, but it was a bit late there from Jigdrill. So far, a successful defense mounted time and time again by UGYEN Academy. Last match was the same story. 90 minutes of no conversions. Only answered by a last-minute Hail Mary from Tikendra that somehow got answered by Abayomi. Transport's captain has scored their last 5 goals. Had that one outing where he scored all 4 of them. Looking to continue on with that one. Bikash has 1 goal to his campaign thus far. May want to look for a bit more. Not many assists to his name as well. A bit of an intervention there from the referee. UGYEN Academy's big man, Kanduwancho. Right there alongside Titanial Badaru. May have gotten a bit too physical there. But to be expected, one of the most competitive leagues we've ever seen. Not quite sure. So many upsets we've seen in this one as well. As Titanial right at the end of it, but stopped from proceeding any further. Rahul still manages to drop it inside the box, but it is UGYEN Academy. Trapped right in the air. Bishal off of Beku. Now Abayomi down on that flank. UGYEN Academy may want to give the captain a bit more respect than that. As handed now off to Bishal. Jigdrill closing in. This time threaded inside, but blocked off on that attempt by Transport United. Abayomi looking for the follow-up. And amazing skill got him past so many defenders. But that final cut in denied us. Now back to Tenzin Chamcho. Amazing defending there from UGYEN Academy. looked like they were in shambles until they simply decided that Abayomi, your run will stop now. Andrew, looking to whip one in, gets a header over Jimmy. And now back the other way. Again, one of the most competitive seasons we've seen all decade long, maybe even never. And with that, we have seen a lot of upsets, teams coming out of nowhere to beat much higher ranked teams. Again, a closer look at that dribble. Abayomi, a lot of explosiveness. That lateral movement just too quick until that last challenge came in from Ogantile. Whipped one right and Lochonyema caught off guard. Thought it was going towards Abayomi, ended up going right towards the post. Did well reacting. Got there just in time as well. Looked like it was on target. And it will be the Grizzlies' corner to take. Vikash. A lot of options inside. This time much more scattered. A header sends it the other way. Ayazele Damilola able to flick it over the defenders coming his way. But now Jimmy on the recovery looking for that volley. Couldn't really set it up properly. That first touch took him way too far forward. Still transposed to take. Kandru gets that header. Kinley on the other end at the edge. Way over the crossbar, all the way behind towards the scoreboard. A bit of work there for the ball boy to do at the end of that attempt. It is Lochonyimas to bring forward. UGYEN Academy able to keep possession. Biku was closing in, but Ogantile. Too much chaos for UGYEN Academy to deal with, and now Kinley making a run down on that left. Abayomi helping out in the middle. Matchup taken, solid there by Ishet Sobhal. Did an amazing job buying his team a precious couple of seconds. As Biku finding Andrew. Congested midfield up in front. Andrew lets one off, but not really enough to threaten the goalkeeper there. Martin Sayatele Damilola. Chick drill. Clips it just in time. Transport United now in possession. Much deeper in. 40 minutes of silence from both teams. Less than 5 minutes remain. Kinley lobs it far out. Rahul able to get a head in, but UGYEN Academy clears it off nonetheless. Transport will get one out, but UGYEN Academy blocks it off. Corner for the Grizzlies. No success despite the many corners they've already taken in the first half. Perfect whip there on the ball. Nyima, that ball far too behind. Andrew looking to send it into the box again, but unable to do so. Caught under the legs by UGYEN Academy, but it will be UGYEN Academy's possession to take. Stolen off immediately. Titaniel involved up front. Andrew off to Kinley. Still Andrew. Back out to Tens Jamso. Long Sonam covering that pass towards Jimmy, but on the other end, Bhikkhu finding space for Rahul, who was shoved right out of the way there by Khandu. Pure and clean display of strength there from the UA big man. Jamyang Zendup now off to Bishal, but a bit too much contact there for the referee. A closer look at that one again. Rahul simply sent up in the air on that one there. Brute force there from Khandu. Well, safe to say, Jigdral spot in that back will have no regrets. UGYEN Academy. Plenty of strength behind that one, but too much strength. The problem with that delivery. Solid pace there, tried to flick it in behind, caught the legs. As UGYEN Academy, both equally down, went at it at the same time, still down on the ground. Rondit Rai taking his sweet time. Chimmy winning possession, will send it right out.
There will be an added time of 1 minute.
1 more minute of additional time. Not really much for both teams to work with, but it could get them a decent possession if even one of them is able to hold on to it. Abayomi up front. Solid vision there from Bhikkhu. But just a bit too much pace there. Did not really expect that ball to come back that quickly. So Nyima. Tenzin underneath that ball. Ricocheting back and forth. Neither team able to keep possession, but it is now Andrea Bo looking for Abayomi, but again a bit too far there for the captain. Only seconds until the referee decides that this is it. Looking at his watch, and there it is. A goalless draw, 0-0 at the end of the first half. UGYEN Academy playing phenomenal defense. Same on the other end. But both of these teams will want to get their offenses going a little bit more if they want to see successful results that may dictate their fate going forward in round 2 of the BoB Bhutan Premier League. But going into the halftime break, this is where it ends. This was your commentator, Ogintish Toji. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for the feedbacks. And see you guys in the second half.
Ladies and gentlemen, the halftime score is Transport United FC 0, UGYEN Academy FC 0.
VoLTE or Voice over LTE is a technology that allows you to make voice calls and send SMS over a 4G or LTE mobile network. With VoLTE, enjoy HD voice clarity, faster call connection times, as well as the ability to talk and browse at the same time. Seamlessly multitasking magic. To activate VoLTE, you will need to turn 4G voice on.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kuzangpo, and welcome to what has been so far an entertaining first half to the restart of round 2 of the BoB Bhutan Premier League. Despite what the scoreline may show, still Transport United nil, still UGYEN Academy nil, but so many chances created, just their own undoing that has kept the scoreline level at 0-0 each. Right at the gates, Biku looking to send one in long, but Jigdrill on the wing, always a terrifying threat to deal with. Stolen off immediately, Chimmy. They do have a lot of numbers up front if they want to. Did catch Transport United off guard early on, but this time that challenge coming in from Rahul Rao is clean. Man is down, however. May want to get that looked at sometime soon. Bishal with possession. And now up to Biku. Andrew up front. But Bishal with that stumble. Ronit does seem to be back up on his feet, as UGYEN Academy find themselves in possession a minute after the restart here in the second half. A lot of close calls up front. Ronit Rai getting involved once already. Ngawang Sonam at the end of 2 brilliant chances, just unable to find a finish. An amazing effort from the youngster in that back line. A closer look at that challenge again. Did end up clipping Ronit a bit more than necessary, but was first contact with the ball, was clean contact with the ball as well. Just ended up clipping 22 in the follow-up as UGYEN Academy, by way of their former captain, launched off a powerful one this time around. Amazing strength behind that ball. Finally putting his muscular frame to good use. Did come close. And did catch the Kendra off guard, which is all that matters. UGYEN Academy looking like the better team in the first half. Transport United only coming alive in the last couple of stretches in the first half. So, still anyone's game. Last time they faced, it was 0-0 for 90 minutes. Only in the last possible second, the last possession of play, did Transport United find their goal that gave them the lead and the win. And this time, Bishal trying to thread it in towards Abayomi. Unable to do so, UA's defense sends it back out to Titanial, to Kendra. Double team coming in strong. Transport United's goalkeeper facing a itsy-bitsy piece of pressure there. Jamang Lindop did too much flair, and now Abayomi looking to respond down the middle. That defending doesn't earn a whistle from the referee. Was pretty clean. This game looking well within the means, well within reach as well for UGYEN Academy. Just unsure as to what will give them their answer going forward. It could be Ngawang Sonam, who has come dangerously close. It could be Jigdrill, who got off that lovely shot, a heat check in the next couple of minutes. May give him a decent option. And now Titanial. Biku with a lot of space down on the right. UGYEN Academy closing in quick, but now Jimmy Singh finding himself with a lot of space up front, decided to send it in through Khandu. Thought the defender was going to bite over to the left side, ended up staying where he was. Skinle unable to get to it out of that pass there from Bishal. And now UGYEN Academy with that throw in. Jamang Lindop. Pravin making a run down on that right, clipped from behind, but it is still UGYEN Academy's to play. Ronit Rai finding himself that matchup versus Jimmy. Almost threaded through. Bishal playing it safe. Now off to Rahul Rao. Rahul moving in a bit deeper, wanting to get involved early. His impact has been positive in his debut for Transport United. The first time he's gotten the start. And this time he has gotten it over his cousin, Kamalu Rao. But without further initiative, UGYEN Academy's possession. On screen is their head coach, Kinletoji. has done amazing. UGYEN Academy, despite what their record may say, haven't played that horrible at all. Their record, 1 win, 8 losses, all have come in close margins. Their only blowout was that one against BoB FC, where they were beyond any sort of hope in that one at least. But against a lot of strong teams, they have put up decent efforts. Even against Zirong, they almost won. Just a follow-up in the second half, not quite there, as Stefan Stalin got the 2 back that gave them the 3-2 victory. So many close calls in similar fashion, even against Transport United. 5 minutes in the second half. Hopefully we see more of that promise this time come to fruition for UGYEN Academy. Martins tried to get it over the line with that one, but kept in play. Pravin trying to clear it off down to the middle. Ayatele, strong shot from behind. And now Biku. Andrew up front, but still manages to thread the needle up front. Abayomi able to find the end of that possession, but unable to hold on to it. Solid defending there from UGYEN Academy. Ty Daniel keeping it under control there. This Jamso. Biku. Abayomi cutting inside. A lot of space there for the transport captain. Pass 1, pass 2, pass 3, passed out towards Andrew, but the flag is up. Back out to Lochanyama. Kandu. Rahul. With that flick, a bit too far forward. UGYEN Academy. Last touch, Transport United to bring it back from a throw-in. Andrew. Posted up strong. UGYEN Academy able to find a foot in, but Chimmy pokes it towards Bishal. And now Biku down the middle. One touch off to Abayomi. Having to single-handedly wait in between all those defenders. Almost got back up in, but the referee this time pulling up the card. UGYEN Chinle not happy with that decision from the referee. A look of warning, a stern look of warning there from the referee, but that will be the end of that possession. As Abayomi, so many challenges in that possession, sent down the first, able to recover. Now in the dangerous position, Andrew Abo and Biku, both lethal at those sorts of setups. Ten minutes in the second half. Transport United up to their antics as usual. In the start of their campaign, did see a lot of these set pieces ending up with Abayomi. This time Biku may want to get it in, but Lochanyama up in the air, an acrobatic denial there from the goalkeeper. Was placed perfectly there from Biku. Right inside the post, but Locha Nyema to say no to that amazing effort. But it will end with a corner for Transport United. Again, a lot of congestion inside that 6-yard box. Unable to find success so far. Whipped in short. Chimmy clears it off. But possession will be handed over to the other way. UGYEN Academy able to win it back. Ngawang Sonam pokes it off to Pravin on that right, looking to make it dangerous. A lot of members on side. Ngawang Sonam right in. That delivery came in quick, but I tell it quicker. Stai Daniel buying a couple of precious seconds over for his team. And now finally a corner at the other end. Way too far out. A goal kick has been awarded to the Grizzlies at the end of an unsuccessful corner from UGYEN Academy. Abayomi, still Abayomi, Andrew, an open net, but too many defenders in the way of that one. The youth side did well getting that many bodies in their way. Amazing hustle, amazing effort to put your body on the line. Seems like it was a handball there on Kandru as well. But the referee did not see that happening. It was a pretty obvious handball there from Kandru. Run it down. Andrew down. Doesn't seem like Transport will be getting an advantage out of that one. It is now back in play with the Grizzlies. Abayomi. Now down the middle. Beku, too much physicality coming in from behind by Hishatobel. As Yue throw it away again. Martins. Daniel. Bishal. Steadily making progress inside Yue's half, but Jigdra coming out with the timely intervention, forcing that one from way afar. Completely missed the timing on that one. An easy pickup for Tikendra and back out through Martins. 1 hour on the dot. Both teams still 0-0. Vishal playing one in. Abayomi a bit too reluctant to get at the end of that one. And now Jigdra. Up front to Pravin. Thought he was able to keep it on, but off it is. There's Jamso. Vishal. Andrew. Martins. Andrew Boyamoa again, this time able to juke Jamyang Chera out. Tries to chip it in right down the middle. Kandu. Back to Andrew. Abayomi. Outside the DA. Beku launches one off. But unable to keep it grounded, unable to keep it under control. It will be Lochanyuma's ball. Chance again on the other end. Off of a mistake there from UGYEN Academy, but just had their heart rate elevated only for a couple of seconds there as Abayomi unable to find a finish. Lochanyima denying that opportunity as well. Now playing in long down on that right flank, wanting that matchup between Pravin and Tenzin Jamso. The Grizzlies able to recover. Rahul Rao finds a lovely switch over to the other side. Jimmy finding Kinley on the run up front as well. Andrew wanted that pass to his body, but Jimmy completely misread the signal and ended up sending it long. With that ball out of play, we have a couple of substitutions coming in for Transport United. Kinle Doji coming out, Karmapunso coming in. A name we've heard time and time again for the Grizzly side, as again yet another name, Kamal coming in for his cousin Rahul Rao, who's had otherwise a lovely start to his career here at Transport United. A lovely pair for the Rao brothers going forward, but Kamal coming in this as a sub, maybe a breath of fresh air. Already pretty used to the pace up here at the BoB Bhutan Premier League. As the referee, a couple of words over to Ronit. Beku playing in long, that power of his finds Daniel all the way on the other end, but just not enough power to flick it over past Lochanyima. Decent attempt nonetheless. Last time around versus UGYEN Academy, pretty sure it was a deja vu moment. Similar range. Tikendra instead the one setting it up, their goalkeeper. And now Yomi finding that header past Jigdra, who was pretty up in the air. Opportunity on the other end. Karmapunso keeping it over for Martins. Transport United playing it a bit reckless, a bit risky. As Tenzin Fighting off heavy challenge right down the line. Finally an outlet. Kamal. Andrew. Bhikkhu with a lot of space. UGYEN Academy closing in. They let it roll. Sent that pass right into heavy contention there from UGYEN Academy, who did well, but with that throw in from Mountains Rabge, it is Kanuanchu sending it up long. Ngawang Sonam has been amazing in the first couple of minutes of the game, but haven't really found the opportunities consistently to get his abilities tested up front. 2 shots, all he got. 2 tap-ins they were as well. The first one went in clean, but was denied. Abayomi able to keep it alive. Amazing explosiveness there from the pacey captain of the Grizzlies. Will not amount to much, however. Scoreline still nil for Transport, still nil for UGYEN Academy. As UGYEN Academy right now was the better team in the first half. Seems like that form has dropped a little bit. Are giving away possessions a bit easier this time around. Handing over that initiative to the Grizzlies may not be an answer. They may want to continue with moving on, as Abayomi still at the end. Sent down, but with that deflection, the spin will keep it alive for Transport United. Kanuanchu tried sending it off, but Andrew able to put just enough heart there. Final touch. Ngawang Tenzin Rabge. Should be Transport United for the corner. A closer look at that one. Abayomi. Not quite sure if there was contact from Ngawang Tenzin, but does look like he clipped Abayomi's legs as he was off to the side. Did have a handball there on Kanuanchu that went unnoticed for the referee as well. But off of a corner. It is an area they thrive in against Lochonyema. However, that header flicks it back and overhead will bring it right in play. Kamal did well trying to put a foot on that ball that was coming his way and far out. As now UGYEN Academy finds themselves without help up front. A triple team coming in will be enough to shut down that initiative. This jumps over to Kamal. Way too late there. Jigdrell too strong. Saw that one possession against Kamal's cousin early on, where Rahul was sent down. This time Kamal as Tikendra. Close call there from UGYEN Academy, who despite stumbling, somehow still managed to get just enough pace there to bother the Transport goalkeeper. A closer look at that one as well. Pravin, despite seeing the challenge come in, went at it anyways and did an amazing job with that one as well. Close call there from UGYEN Academy. But they now have a corner to take advantage of. Lost it too far high. Had a little bit too much float there on that ball. As now Andrew Abo with possession up front. Abayomi with the blistering pace. Help coming in down the middle through Titanial. But Kandu does well getting to that ball just in time before Abayomi could work any more magic with that one. Titanial and Abayomi along with Bhikkhu wanting to run something inside. Both of these players inside that box attracting a lot of gravity, attracting a lot of attention from their opposition in UGYEN Academy. Abayomi forcing a double team there. Does settle for a man marking scheme. Jigdrell covering that lane up in front. Does have Ronit as well. That delivery front post again. UGYEN Academy did well covering that gap. With everyone posted behind, it was pretty obvious that they were going to make a run up front. But solid effort keeping that away as Transport United lose initiative. Back out for UGYEN Academy. Tenzin. UGYEN Academy keeping it in play in Transport's half of the ground. Dele, just enough physicality there to earn that possession back for his goalkeeper. Martins. Jigdrill's header. Keeps it towards Jamang Thindup. Lazy challenge there from Transport United. Bishal. Kamal. Cleared off by Jigdrill. Transport still in play, however, down on the flanks. Just a tad too far out. Both teams now slowing down. Did have a lot of energy, a lot of vigor as they ran about in the first hour of the game. But finally exhaustion getting the better of them. Last game pretty much the same. Amazing how despite playing this level, UGYEN Academy all the way down bottom of the table and Transport United all the way up at third. Just simply speaks to the congestion we have in the season this time around. That pass back towards Kamal, unable to find the target. Bhikkhu does well, beating that challenge in from Chimmy. Back out to Tenzin Jamso, right inside. A solid touch, keeps it in. Up front, chance for Transport United. Taking the stumble, Daniel. With Karma Bunso having been brought in to fill up for Daniel, a look at Transport's strategy, where they time and time again post this big man up front. Has found plenty of contributions for himself in that position as well. Already one goal through a header, a crucial one at that early on in their campaign. Did get a lot of shots early on, even in that match versus UGYEN Academy. I do believe he had an amazing shot that got it past Lochanyima, but was disqualified, was nulled off due to being offside. A closer look at what happened. Andrew. Just a bit too rusty with that one, had that ball coming straight towards him. Pravin. Looking for the pace advantage. Baited that challenge in from Tenzin, who may have taken an elbow or an arm to the face during that run from Pravin. But it is UA's corner nonetheless. Seems like that yellow card this time around was for Bhikkhu, who is coming off of a fresh suspension for a triple yellow. During their last game versus UGYEN Academy, it was only Tenzin Jamso that ended up with a card to his name. Chimmy. Going for it immediately. Tikendra does well. With that judgment, it will be Transport to take up front. Quarter of an hour left. Still, anybody's game. Could have been a different story if that handball from Kandu was noticed by the referee. But this does seem to be much better. Still 0-0 for both sides. Anybody could get away with the ball as a strong challenge. Coming in from Chimmy, wins it over Andrew. Ngong Sonam keeping that tempo down. Not much help up front. Still finds an angle towards Chimmy. Able to keep it down the line. Jimmy. Plenty of pressure there from Chimmy. Sent it more towards Andrew than he did towards his own teammate. And now Ty Daniel up front looking for a cross in. Headed off there by UGYEN Academy. Able to flick it above. Bishal clipped his own teammate there. Ngong Sonam just unfortunate with that positioning. But it happens. And Ronit able to clean it up. A few more seconds for UGYEN Academy to regroup. The same for Transport United as well. Both at full strength. Andrew looking to play that throw in long. Does have an option shot in Jimmy, who is being marked by Ngawang. Andrew. Plenty of strength there, but it is clean. Kamal now on the left, an unfortunate stumble will delay that progression, but does find that pass back out to Tenzin Jamso. Down the middle towards Abayomi, but too strong there from UGYEN Academy, who now sends it up long towards Chimmy. Karmapunso closing in, but Chimmy just had to send that ball towards Karmapunso. And now Jimmy Singh with a lot of space towards Bishal. Ronit being moved up. May almost went through with that pass. Solid vision there, seeing the angle opening up there. A closer look at that sheer display of strength. As now Bishal looking to lob it in. It does serve off such a Nyema. Barely able to get there in time. Referee has said last touch Transport United. It will be a goal kick for UGYEN Academy. A closer look at that one. Bishal did well with that delivery. Does seem like that ball passed everyone. Jamyang Lindrup with a decent opportunity to make that run in forward and that pass towards Pravin. Or either Ngawang down that middle. May have to wait until the last possible second with this one to get the result. Just as that last game last week between the two. Transport United's ball to take. A lot of freedom if they can get that ball quickly over to Andrew, who has a lot of space right in front of the box this time. Not much so. UGYEN Academy did well closing in. Again, yet another foul on the throw. Now there's Rabke. Playing it long, but Jimmy is the first one to clip it. Bishal. Andrew. May have let it roll a bit too far forward. Ronit trying to get a pass through, but Andrew too strong, bulldozing his way through. Does take the stumble there. But it is still Transport United's possession, albeit much deeper inside their own half. That double team coming in gives an angle there towards Piku, who will send it in with a left foot. Ty Daniel off the face of UGYEN Chile. Did not have an angle, way too narrow to get a shot there. And did well acclimating. Well, to be fair, I do think he tried to flick it over. UGYEN Chile, who was coming quick, but couldn't find an elevation on that flick. Just ended up sending it right to his face. Did see the same earlier in the Women's National League as well, but of a much more painful caliber, as the Grizzlies will get a corner again this time. UGYEN Academy the first to get it, but it is back out to Bhikkhu. Left footed. Abayomi flicks it back. Martins looking for that volley. Hocho makes the save. Kandu clears it off. But back out to Jimmy. Solid efforts there from the Grizzlies, but they have the initiative yet again. Daniel able to keep it under control, but Kandu Wachu sends it out before Abayomi could have a chance with that one. Second attempt. Solid effort there from Abayomi, but just unable to put the pacing needed to get it underneath the crossbar. A look at the early one, however, did well flicking it back out. UGYEN Academy off guard, and out of that one, Martin Sayadele found it a bit awkward with that first step. Still managed to get to that ball with a shot in the second one. But just a little bit more variety needed in that shot before it could ever threaten Lochonyima. Kamal does well with that header, flicking it back. UGYEN Academy forced to restart from a throw-in. Less than 10 minutes remain until the end of regular time. Still level for both teams. Bishal. Decent chance in from Ugintille. But now Bhikkhu looking to place the pressure on the other end. Abayomi turning around, will find himself a lot of space. Try to get that dribble in. Still his whipped in. Daniel keeps it under control. Kamal on the other end. May want to look for a shot before UGYEN Academy closes in. But at that point, way too late. Gave the defense plenty of time to react to that shot coming in. And at the end of it all, Lochonyima forces it out for yet another Grizzly corner. Transport United getting more dangerous by the second. Those corners of theirs getting dangerously accurate. Bhikkhu has his calibrations correct. Lochonyima gets a hand in. Andrew able to find possession out of that one, but it will be the Grizzlies to continue on. Jimmy. Again, yet another foul throw there from Transport United. 3 in a row. Tried to be careful, overthought that way too much. Ended up committing yet another one again from Jimmy. Jamel Lindo over to Ngong Sonam. Chimmy. Still Chimmy. But clipped off by Martins. Pravin on the right. May let loose a shot, clipped off twice there. Chimmy. Chimmy still inside, but Tikendra. That shot went right towards the goalkeeper. Didn't have much to do, UGYEN Academy. Now on the end of yet another onslaught from Transport United. Abayomi. Still Abayomi. This time loses his dribble early on. But UGYEN Academy, in a frantic attempt at getting that ball far away from them as much as possible, hands it off towards Jimmy, who still is at the end of that possession. Jimmy tried to play unselfish at that final end, did have the angle for a shot, but Kandu will send it off over to the roofs of the VIP section, all on the other end. Tenzin. Hishit Sobel plays it up long. Ongsanam there, but Martins will keep that header towards Karma. And now Jimmy again. Gets a decent one in towards Kamal, who will let it over for Bhikkhu. And UGYEN Academy sending it off again. Last 5 minutes of regular time. As Transport feeling a bit rushed. Playing that reckless will help neither. A draw right now will only set them back in their respective missions. UGYEN Academy, a win here could finally take them away from 10th place and put Tensung in that spot. A draw will keep them still at 10th. As for Transport United, a draw today will keep them a game away from Paro, who, if they end up winning the next one, will end up being 2 proper wins away from Transport United, who right now are barely keeping the top 3 classified under one proper category, under one proper race as well. This game hanging on a fine balance by a margin of delicateness, but Pravin unable to keep it under control. Thought UGYEN Academy had a chance there. A careless mistake there from Transport United, not the way you want to go out. UGYEN Academy did well reacting to that one. As Chimmy comes in with the challenge way too early. Bhikkhu able to keep it under control for Titaniel. Stumbles, and the referee will award the whistle over to Transport United. UGYEN Academy right now proving to be the kryptonite of Transport United. Had so many comfortable wins, but against the team right now ranked 10th, finding a lot of difficulty. Again, UGYEN Academy on the other end, not playing horrible, playing amazingly well in fact. But that has only been the side of their defensive efforts up front. They may want to get a spark of life from any one of their forwards. As Bhikkhu and Abayomi at the spot. Set piece will be for Bhikkhu. Abayomi running in. Pass played short. Abayomi, better angle. It is too narrow. Shot deflected. Back out. And pinball right in through the face of Abayomi. Initiative loss. Playing it long. Out to Locho Nyima. Pravin keeps it down, but that challenge came in clean from Martins, and now Andrew up front. Daniel taken over by Abayomi, the captain, now at the helm of their parade, but miscommunication again. Chimmy. Martins with that overhead. Now a man back. 3-on-3 up front. But Tikendra, the 4th, comes in handy just in time. All the way back towards UGYEN Academy's defenders. That header from Bhikkhu will keep it up. And overhead from UGYEN Academy connects successfully. Andrew up in the air. Over. UGYEN Chile completely cleared the man up in front of him. As now Sonam almost at the end of that mistake there from Transport United. Last touch. Karma. Three more minutes of additional time has been awarded to this match to continue on with. Last time around, the same story. It was 92 and 40 seconds in, maybe, where Abayomi found that goal, and now Bhikkhu, unable to put just enough power, held back too much on that delivery, and now Bhikkhu with that chest, able to keep it under control, but the referee calls it way too risky. So Chanyama drives it right down the middle, but Tikendra's erase to pick up. Abayomi, unable to get enough pace behind that pass, easily stolen off by UGYEN Academy, who are unable to keep that under possession. Jimmy, last 1.5 minutes in this game, but yet again another foul throw there from Jimmy. Back to back mistakes on that throw in. At this point, the referee more in his head than their opponents. Now off to Ronit. Karma did well getting right under that, and Tikendra there for the cleanup off of that deflection. Last minute of play. Kandu clears it off, but it is attached to the ground. Jimmy off to Andrew. Andrew still cleared off by UGYEN Academy, who will force transport to restart. Half a minute remains. Jimmy, throw in, played down the line. Kandu, a bit too lovey-dovey with that challenge as he hugged Daniel down to the ground. Time and time again has Transport United been given this opportunity. Last time around was the same. Had the chance to get the last laugh. This time around looks like it will be the same. Hopefully UGYEN Academy can keep their form up in that back line. They have denied all of Transport United's attempts. All they need to do is just deny one more. This will be the last possession of the game. Bhikkhu on the set piece. A very narrow angle. Daniel far out. Abayomi far out. Martins in that back post as well. Delivery is neat. That header will flick it off and send it far out, all the way on the other end. And with that one, UGYEN Academy finally get yet another point in their campaign. Their first draw in their record, the same for Transport United, as both teams will settle for a point each. Would have been the same story last time around had it not been for that last minute twist of fate from Transport United. Even in this game, UGYEN Academy did get lucky not getting that handball called once, but their performance was absolutely amazing. If they can keep this up, it does spell for a decent run in the second round of the season of the BoB Bhutan Premier League. But until then, Transport United now move up to 19 points, 3 behind current leaders Paro at 22, 1 behind Timber City, and a bit further away from the matches to come. UGYEN Academy on the other end, still at 10th, but finally one more point. They move up from 3 to 4 as their record improves to 1 win, 1 draw and 8 losses. Until the next one, this was your commentator, Ugintesh Tochi. Thank you guys for tuning in. Do subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Do go over to Facebook pages for the Bhutan Football Federation, BoB Bhutan Premier League and the BoB Women's National League as well. Until then, see you guys in the next one.